tradition, we open our cabins with a song that is spiritual, that is strong, or Skiy. That means for my visitors, my guests that can stay there. And it has been burned down and bulldozed over by CGL.
After 7 cells in 5 days, to find out that, the cabin's burnt to the ground and that CGL did it from the lawyer in the courthouse, and it was never brought up between the judge and them, like it didn't matter, like it was nothing.
It just goes to show what CGL is all about. CGL has no respect at all for our hereditary system, nor for Wet'suwet'en. It's totally insulting. It shouldn't have happened.
This belongs to the Gidimt'en clan.
Okay, and I've been told this is part of the injunction, okay?
It's not. Okay. Are you going to stop Coastal GasLink from destroying private property?
I'm not going to stop work right now.
And it's clear that the RCMP are only here to uphold CGL's work plan to destroy our territories.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
It's not what I feel, it's a fact.
You're entitled to your opinion.
They don't care about public safety. They want to escort a company through to destroy life. That's their job.
They are going to continue working.
Under whose orders? Coastal GasLink's?
I'm just informing you that I'm going to step aside.
And I'm informing you that this is illegal under your own law. It's illegal
and
to
it will be investigated.
Destroy private property and then steal it, and you're going to watch them do it. There's lie after lie after lie that you aren't being held accountable for. And this has to stop. You've now destroyed over $10,000 worth of our private property. Look at it. We have cultural plans for all of this space and these buildings here. And now it's destroyed just because somebody told you that they think that there's a permit here, which is not true. Our gathering place that was put up at 27 Kilometer was burned down this morning. 2 days after a report on the front page of the Houston Today was published about how the site was an abandoned site.
We never abandon nothing on our territory. Even if it's just a lean-to, it's there for a reason. The place is always open. That's the way it was with the trappers' cabins. There was always food in there, place to sleep if they want, but they had to leave it clean the way they found it. And that's the way it's always been all our lives.
It's a well-known fact and a well-known history and experience of Wet'suwet'en people to have been burned out of their homes and out of their cabins off the territory.
They kicked our families out of the territory, and then they burnt all their huts and everything else and put them on our so-called reserve.
When there was a siege or when people were coming in to, take the territories or take the land and push the natives off all throughout history, that's what they would do. The fires would be set.
There definitely is either direct involvement or complicit involvement by the RCMP, by the SERG team in particular, who claims to be out here for everybody's safety, and yet a huge structure can just be burnt to the ground without anybody noticing. Without any CGL workers driving by, as they do starting at 6 o'clock in the morning, having noticed that there's a huge fire at one of the main intersections on the territory.
They say they're out up there holding up the law. They're not doing their job. Look at this.
This sort of thing did not stop from the 1800s when they're pushing us off the lands. When I was a little girl, there was a strip in Smithers that they called Indian Town. Probably a dozen families there. My family, the Tom family, was one of the families that got burnt because they wanted to get rid of, as they called us, the undesirables. I remember the day that our house burnt down. I remember it like it happened yesterday, because when you have a traumatic experience, it stays in your mind. About the very last one that they burnt down was my grandmother's house. My grandmother's house was sitting right where A&W sits today. They wanted to move us out of there.
And I'm disgusted and angry and infuriated at the fact that this is still happening today.
We cannot let that happen. Hereditary chiefs are the ones that are in charge, are the ones that are authority over the lands. In this case, it's Cassia. And that cabin that got burned down by CGL, there's a price to be paid for that. Oh, it's a